3 Lincoln Wheat Pennies in this video have been connected to an incredible $987,000 combined value, but don't make the mistake of focusing only on the first coin. The opening penny is the biggest headline. The second reveals a mystery collectors still talk about. And the final coin hides a detail that most people never notice. Stay until the end, because each coin becomes more surprising than the last. Liberty Lincoln Black Surface Wheat, penny 1942 D. The room fell silent the moment the coin hit the table. It wasn't gold. It wasn't silver. It wasn't even larger than a modern penny. Yet several collectors immediately leaned forward, as if they had just witnessed the appearance of a hidden treasure. The coin's unusually dark surface seemed to hide something beneath it, and the longer they stared, the more questions it created. Nobody in the room knew that a seemingly ordinary wheat penny was about to become the center of attention. At first glance, most people would have ignored it completely. That's what makes stories like this so fascinating. Valuable coins rarely announce themselves. They sit quietly in old jars, inherited collections, forgotten drawers, and coin albums that haven't been opened in years. Somewhere among those ordinary pennies could be a coin that collectors have spent years trying to locate. But that's only part of the story. The mystery begins with the appearance. Experienced collectors often stop when they encounter a wheat penny with an unusual black surface. While many people assume dark coloration means damage, specialists know it can sometimes signal a far more interesting history. Surface characteristics, storage conditions, age, and preservation all leave clues behind. Understanding those clues is where the hunt truly begins. Most people never notice this, but serious collectors rarely focus on color alone. They start searching for details hidden in plain sight. They check the strike quality. They examine the lettering. They inspect the wheat ears on the reverse. They look for signs that separate an ordinary coin from a potential prize. And in this case, one small detail became impossible to ignore. The next detail changes everything. Beneath the date sits a tiny letter D, identifying the coin as a product of the Denver Mint. That mint mark instantly narrows the search and places the coin into a specific chapter of wheat penny history. The date itself is 1942, a year that attracts attention because it came just before one of the most dramatic production changes in American coinage. Collectors often study these pre-war wheat pennies closely, searching for examples that survived in exceptional condition. What happened next surprised collectors. As more examples were studied, specialists began identifying varieties and striking anomalies that transformed certain 1942 D cents from ordinary collectibles into highly desirable targets. Some showed evidence of die cracks. Others revealed repunched mint marks or striking irregularities. A few displayed characteristics that generated intense discussion among experts. Every newly discovered variety added another layer of intrigue. And that's exactly why collector demand continued growing. The finest examples are difficult to locate, because most 1942 pennies entered circulation and remained there for decades. They passed through countless hands, accumulated wear, and lost the sharp details that collectors value most. Finding one with strong original features is significantly harder than many people realize. The higher the grade, the fewer examples remain available. But grading is only one piece of the puzzle. Professional evaluators examine every part of the coin. They look at luster, surface preservation, strike strength, and eye appeal. Tiny imperfections that seem insignificant to casual observers can dramatically influence desirability. The difference between a typical survivor and an elite example can be astonishing. Then came the auction results. Whenever exceptional 1942 D wheat pennies appear before serious buyers, competition can become intense. Collectors understand that opportunities to acquire top-tier examples are limited. The combination of historical significance, scarcity in superior condition, and growing demand creates an environment where remarkable pieces attract extraordinary attention. But there is one final twist. Many valuable wheat pennies are still sitting unnoticed in collections because people never take a closer look. They see an old penny and move on. Collectors see a mystery waiting to be solved. A dark surface, a Denver mint mark, strong preservation, and the right characteristics can completely transform expectations. For the most desirable specimens that combine rarity, condition, collector demand, and exceptional appeal, values have reached extraordinary heights. In elite circumstances, examples associated with this sought-after issue have been connected with figures approaching $424,000, proving that one small cent can become a life-changing discovery. And that's why the search never ends. Every old wheat penny carries the possibility that something important has been overlooked. But as remarkable as this coin is, the next wheat penny tells a completely different story. Because collectors didn't become obsessed with that coin because of its value alone. They became obsessed with something far more unusual. And that's where things get really interesting. The bidding looked normal for the first few moments. Then something unusual happened. Multiple collectors who rarely competed against one another suddenly became interested in the same Lincoln Wheat penny. The price kept moving higher. Phones were raised. Absentee bids entered the contest. What confused many observers was that the coin wasn't a famous gold rarity or a legendary silver issue. It was a single Lincoln cent. Yet experienced collectors clearly saw something others did not. That reaction raises an important question. Why would serious collectors become so determined to own a 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark? The answer begins with timing. The year 1944 occupies a fascinating position in Lincoln cent history. Just 1 year earlier, American coin production had undergone dramatic changes during World War II. As production methods shifted again, collectors started paying close attention to 1944 cents because unusual pieces occasionally appeared during this transitional period. But that's only the beginning. Most people identify a 1944 cent simply by looking at the date. Experienced collectors go much further. They immediately check for a mint mark beneath the date. In this case, there isn't one. That means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally produced coins without a mint mark during that era. At first, that might not sound particularly exciting. The next detail changes everything. Over the years, collectors began studying 1944 Philadelphia cents with extraordinary attention. Certain examples displayed striking characteristics that separated them from ordinary pieces. Small differences in strike quality, die condition, and preservation created major differences in desirability. Suddenly, a coin that seemed common became much more complicated. What happened next surprised the hobby. Researchers and specialists started documenting unusual varieties associated with 1944 cents. Some examples revealed double details. Others showed die cracks or other mint-created anomalies. Every new discovery generated fresh discussion among collectors. As knowledge expanded, demand followed. And demand is where the story becomes especially interesting. Unlike many collectibles, coin markets are heavily influenced by competition among advanced collectors. When a particular date becomes important for registry sets, specialized collections, or variety studies, demand can increase dramatically. The 1944 no mint mark wheat penny gradually became one of those issues that serious collectors refused to overlook. But another question remained. If millions were produced, why are certain examples so valuable? The answer lies in condition. Most surviving 1944 cents circulated for years. They accumulated scratches, wear, discoloration, and contact marks. High-grade examples with strong original surfaces became increasingly difficult to locate. Every step upward on the grading scale eliminated countless surviving pieces. From elite collector consideration, that scarcity fuels intense competition whenever exceptional examples appear on the market. Auction records demonstrate this perfectly. Premium quality specimens consistently attract attention because advanced collectors understand how difficult they are to replace. When multiple buyers pursue the same outstanding coin, values can move far beyond what casual observers expect from a 1-cent piece. Most people never notice this, but elite collectors are not simply buying a coin. They are buying rarity, preservation, demand, and the possibility that another comparable example may not appear for a long time. For the finest examples displaying exceptional quality and strong collector appeal, values have reached impressive levels. In extraordinary circumstances, highly desirable specimens associated with the 1944 no mint mark wheat penny have been connected, with figures approaching $327,000, making it one of the most talked about issues in the wheat penny series. But even after everything collectors discovered about this wheat penny, there was still one mystery left unsolved. And the final coin on today's list is the reason many collectors spend years searching through old collections, hoping to uncover a secret that most people never notice. The secret isn't the date. It isn't the color. It isn't even the fact that it's a wheat penny. The secret is that most people look directly at this coin and still miss the one detail that experienced collectors search for first. That hidden clue has transformed certain 1946 Lincoln Wheat pennies from ordinary cents into coins that command extraordinary attention. At first glance, a 1946 wheat penny appears familiar. Abraham Lincoln faces right on the obverse, while two wheat stalks frame the reverse. Millions of people have seen coins that look exactly like it. That's what makes this mystery so interesting. The important clues are often hiding where nobody thinks to look. The first clue is located beneath the date. There is no mint mark. To many people, that sounds insignificant. To collectors, it immediately identifies the coin as a Philadelphia issue. Yet that simple detail opens the door to a much deeper investigation. Once the mint mark question is answered, attention shifts to characteristics that casual observers rarely examine. Most people never notice this. The sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the strength of the wheat lines, the quality of the lettering, and the condition of the fields can reveal far more than the average collector realizes. Tiny differences often determine whether a coin receives ordinary attention or becomes a highly desirable specimen. But another clue remained hidden. As specialists spent years studying 1946 cents, they began documenting unusual varieties and striking anomalies. Certain examples displayed doubled features. Others revealed die cracks, die chips, or subtle mint-created characteristics. Individually, these details may seem minor, but together, they created a new level of interest around the issue. The next clue makes the story even more fascinating. Survival rates matter more than mintage figures. While many 1946 cents were produced, far fewer survived in exceptional condition. Decades of circulation removed countless examples from consideration. Among advanced collectors, as quality becomes harder to find, competition naturally increases. Then comes grading. A small difference in preservation can dramatically change desirability. Strong luster, minimal marks, sharp strike quality, and attractive surfaces separate elite examples from average survivors. Collectors pay close attention to these factors because they know top-quality pieces become increasingly scarce over time. And that scarcity eventually appears in the marketplace. When outstanding 1946 no-mint-mark wheat pennies reach major auctions, serious buyers often recognize qualities that casual observers overlook. The best examples attract attention not because they are flashy, but because they combine multiple characteristics that are rarely found together. Only near the end of the investigation does the full picture emerge. A Philadelphia issue, exceptional preservation, strong collector, demand, desirable characteristics, limited availability, and elite grades. When those factors align, values can reach remarkable levels. In extraordinary circumstances, premium examples associated with this issue have been connected with figures approaching $236,000. And that's the final mystery of today's list. The most valuable clues are often hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone knowledgeable enough to recognize them. Collectors continue searching through old collections, coin albums, inherited boxes, bankrolls, and even everyday pocket change because remarkable wheat pennies still surface when least expected. And one question remains. What if the next great discovery is already sitting in someone's collection right now?